Laura, hello.
Hello.
So glad to see you.
It's good to be here.
Glad you think so. Why don't you tell me about your week since our last conversation?
It's about the same.
About the
Stressful.
same? Very stressful week.
Very.
So last time we talked a little bit about class and how you were having some trouble with that. Were you able to attend any of your classes this week?
A couple. I left 3. I had to actually physically leave 3 classes.
What caused you to leave your classes?
I don't know, just I get so nervous and panic, anxiety, the walls close in. It's too much.
I can see how that would make you want to leave that kind of situation. I'm sorry that you felt like that earlier this week. It's hopefully we'll be able to help you out with that.
Who knows?
So, Laura, what I would like to introduce to you today is a new technique that can help you address this problem that you're working against, your panic attacks, and some of the other problems that you stated during our last conversation that you were working against, like your anxiety and self-esteem, your feelings of inferiority, and things like that. And what we call this technique is known as externalizing the problem.
Okay.
Okay? So what that means is that we look at our problems and take, for example, your panic attacks. And we don't look at it as something that is inside of us that we're panicking about. But we're taking it that it's our situations that we encounter in life and that we have to work against the way that we handle those. So we construct a vision, a reality that allows us to see us as working against a problem to find a solution.
Okay.
Would you be willing to try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So before we get to the actual externalization of the problem, I would like to take a step back and look at your class that you said you had to leave this week. And could you tell me what it was that you were working against that made you leave?
Well, I think obviously, you know about the girl Tiffany.
Right.
She's in there.
That was what I was hoping to find out, was if...
The class that I actually left was the class I had with her.
Okay.
I'm nervous and I feel that anxiety all the time, but it seems like it magnifies when I look over and I see her. She makes me crazy.
All right, so we're going to externalize this problem.
Okay.
Okay. So we discussed that you had to face this problem 3 times last week. So that's a lot. And how long have you been working against having panic attacks?
About a year, maybe a little better. They get worse. They're
So
getting a little bit worse.
More frequent as time progresses?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you manage it? Like you said that you had to leave the classroom. Is that how you deal with it all the time?
That's how I deal with everything. I just don't deal with it.
Okay.
And that does not work. That's proving to not be effective. My grades are suffering. I need help.
Right. It seems like you're stuck in a pattern of this created reality that you have to, that's clearly not working for you.
No.
Because not only are your problems still there, but they're getting worse.
Much worse.
Okay.
Much worse. Now I have new problems on top of my problems. And Tiffany's still there
Okay.
in my class.
So we clearly need to try this technique and see if it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm for anything.
Okay, well, one of the main things that we do in this kind of externalization of problems is that we want to concentrate on your strengths and your positives in life. So last time during our interview, you mentioned that you have a fiance.
It's great. Everything's good. Good.
And you have the ability to create friendships pretty easily.
I have friends. I do.
And you also stated that you had a supportive family.
I do. Very supportive. Great parents.
So it sounds to me like you have a great support system there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a huge advantage. Right? So, what exactly are you doing whenever you are free from all of this work? Free from this problem?
I mean, like when I'm not at class or not concerned with the fact that I'm behind or anything. I mean, I'm with my fiance, I'm with my friends, I'm with my family. I have
You
a
feel
good
good.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's not anxiety. I mean, it's not, I mean, there is, but not like this. It's just when
Okay.
I'm alone.
Okay. Okay, it's so whenever you're not in class and whenever you have the people that you love around you,
Mm-hmm.
you're happy,
Feel safe.
you're safe, comfortable.
Yeah.
That anxiety is not there, non-existent, carefree.
Yeah.
That's terrific. Okay, so if you can be in that moment right now, that
Mhm.
carefree moment,
Mm-hmm.
and you can look at your problems, identify with them, don't deny them,
Mm-hmm.
but look at them and be like, and say to them, thank you, but you are no longer needed. Goodbye. How would you feel about doing something like that?
I feel like I've never done that before. I think that I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about it because I haven't done it. I'll be willing to try it.
Would you like to try?
Yeah. I mean, so where do I start? Do I start with my biggest problem, or where do I start? I mean,
Let's start with your panic attacks.
okay.
Okay, that was your main complaint when you
For
came
sure.
in. So we'll address those first.
Okay.
All right, so you have this problem of panic attack. You're working against it and you're dealing with it.
Mhm.
So what you have to do is acknowledge it and why you have it. So you're going to thank you for allowing me to recognize the things that I need to fix.
Okay.
But I now realize those, and I do not need to be overcome by the fear of dealing with those or avoid the situations that I have to participate in order to continue on the path that I need to reach self-actualization, to reach my full potential.
Okay.
So, goodbye.
So I'm actually putting this outside of myself. I'm saying I recognize that this is something that's not coming from like an organ or something inside me. This is something that is just being created from around me.
Absolutely. And you have a choice of creating a reality where you don't have to feel that way. You can.
So I can just choose. Like I can just choose not. I can just say, like I could just say, okay, like for everything that's stressful, for all of the anxiety and situations that I might be in, or how I might feel, like I'm thankful that I have the ability to know that I should be stressed out right now, or that this is important maybe, but I've got it. It's okay.
Right. Exactly.
So that's what I have to do.
It's.
And not just say it, but I have to believe it, right?
Exactly. So how about you
Okay.
give it a try, and then you let me know how that made you feel.
Okay. Like in the moment, like when there's a stressful situation, just try to
Let's
separate.
let's practice right now.
Okay.
How would you do it?
How would I do it? I wouldn't say it out loud probably,
Okay.
because people would stare.
Which is fine.
But I'll try to say it to I'll say it out loud for you.
Thank
Because
you.
let's see. Okay. This is awkward. But I can see it would work. Okay. Let's just use Tiffany, for example. When I look over and she's perfect, I mean, I could just say, you know, thank you for being there and so beautiful, to remind me that I don't need to be so bitter. But I got this.
Yeah.
Is that it?
It's. Well, how did that make you feel?
Makes me feel like I'm a child, and I'm childish for feeling the way I feel all the time.
Well, the reasons behind what
About
happened,
her.
the reasons behind what actually happened to you in that situation, it's pretty natural to feel that kind of bitterness that you described towards Tiffany because of the situation you were in with your ex. So you shouldn't feel childish necessarily. But it is something that is it's holding you back, and it's a problem that you're working against,
Yeah.
and that you have to identify.
I have to acknowledge that I at least, I have to acknowledge that it's silly. I do.
Okay.
Don't I?
If that makes you feel better about it, acknowledging that you consider it silly, does that make you feel better and make you believe that you can overcome it?
It actually does. It does. Because that's not who I want to be.
Okay.
It's like you make me call myself out here. I don't know that I like that. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so that's great. I think that the next time you're in a situation like that what you need to do is externalize the problem. Okay? Next time you're in class, this week, this coming week.
Okay.
Next time in your class, you're going to go to class, you're going to acknowledge your feelings, and when you feel that anxiety building up, what you're going to do is you're going to say to yourself, thank you for making me more aware of what I need to do in the urgency of its nature. But
Charlie Martin, call the office.
you are no longer needed, and I am in control of this, so goodbye. And then I want you to document how that made you feel
Every time.
this week
And just keep them on.
until our next session.
Okay.
All right, so now that was just the beginning, and we have a few other topics that we can touch on. We've talked about your panic attacks in class, and we've addressed some feelings that you have over your ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend. Okay, but what we haven't touched on is the abortion that you spoke of during our first session. So, I noticed that you said that you felt a lot of guilt and shame about the abortion, and that you never really felt like you had a chance to grieve with it. So, how do you think that we could how do you think that we could make this problem that you're facing better for you?
I think I need to acknowledge it. I think I need to be sad for it. I mean, I think I need to not run from it. I can't keep running, probably.
And we definitely cannot continue to avoid our problems because that's something that you've learned through experience that it just doesn't work.
No.
And it makes things worse, as you said, for you.
It does. It does. I think, I don't know, I'm emotional. I'm an emotional wreck all the time, and this is something I haven't even cried over. Just because I keep thinking, don't think about it, it'll go away. So maybe I just need to say, I'm forever going to be sad. There's forever going to be a sadness. If I had it to go back and redo, and this is what's strange, I would still do the same thing. I made the best decision at the time for my life.
Right.
And even for a child, for everyone involved. But I'm forever going to feel sadness. And I think I need to come to terms with that sadness and make it real rather than just knowing that I'm going to feel it forever. I need to actually feel it.
So, how did your parents react to this?
They were awesome. They of course didn't want this,
Right.
but they were very supportive. My parents are great.
That's great.
There's no complaint with my
It
parents.
really does sound that way.
They are. They're good.
And your fiance knows as well?
Yes.
Okay. And he's supportive of you too.
He is. He's good.
So it sounds to me that,
I'm the only problem in my life.
well, it sounds to me that, well, you definitely are the only one that are facing your own individual problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that's how we turn and externalize that thought. It's not that you are the problem. It's just that the truth is that you are
They
the
are
only
my
one that are
problems.
facing your problems.
True.
So therefore, what you have to do, grieving is a natural process. The death of a child is a huge thing for individuals, for lots and lots of people. And if you don't allow yourself a grieving process, then you might not be able to move forward. So maybe you should allow yourself to feel sad and be okay with that for a period of time. And then acknowledge that feeling. Say thank you. Realize that you and your support system have made the right decision. And you agree with that, and you said you can go back in time and do the same thing.
I would.
So you accept those feelings
I do.
and you externalize it and you say thank you. and goodbye, just like before.
Okay.
So your homework for this week
Just to say goodbye.
is to say goodbye. To externalize and say goodbye, and then feel that relief of letting go.
Okay. And journal.
And write about it.
And bring that to you.
Yes, and we
You're
will.
going to grade it.
Well,
Okay.
we will definitely discuss it on your return.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm excited. I think this is good. I feel good.
I look forward to it.
Okay.
Thank you,
See
Laura.
you next